Welcome back to Dices and Dexes. I'm Thief, the GM for our little fun podcast, and today I am joined by...
I'm Pix. I play Adrian, the Blackthorn Monastery student, with his partners Silky and newly added to the team, Gauntlet.
I'm Neon Cobalt. I'm playing Desmond with his partner Zephyr the Fletchling. He is from Kalos on vacation.
I am Felix with my partner Comet, and I lost a bet and am currently trying to be a Pokemon trainer.
Based.
Based indeed. Last time we all played, you guys were carousing a warehouse looking for some Pokemon thieves when you found them, immediately broke out into battle, and after a chase sequence through the warehouse, you managed to grab back the bag of stolen Pokeballs only to meet the two thieves' boss, a tough man named Kled, who immediately sent his two Pokemon after you all, not to Pokemon battle, but to attack you. And as you all were being attacked, you hit around, did your best to escape the damage, and in a series of bad luck, Felix got knocked unconscious through Kled's aggressive Sneasel named Frankie and powerful Teddiursa named Teddy, as Felix was down for the count, and a raging Electabuzz was protecting Adrian from the combined onslaught of Teddiursa and Sneasel. Amidst all of that fighting, Kled and his Pokemon were stopped by a sudden interruption from Gym Leader Chris, Gym Leader of Mahogany Town, who with her Feraligatr knocked out Kled's Pokemon and brought the encounter to a close, allowing you all to bring Kled in to the authorities and, more importantly to you all, bring Kibbles the Skitty back to its young trainer, whose name I am forgetting. Oh my gosh, I am a failure as a DM. Minnie! After returning Kibbles the Skitty to Minnie the child and her mother, I believe, Kelly? It was a K. Kayla!
Kayla, yep.
Yeah. Returning Kibbles to Minnie and Kayla, you all were invited over to potentially meet them at their house in Goldenrod after the Pokeathlon World Championship is all done. In the meanwhile, though, after parting your ways with Kayla, Minnie, and Kibbles, you three are at the Pokeathlon World Championship. There's about half of the day left to the first, day of celebration. With that, you have the rest of the evening at the PAWC to yourselves. Once again, just to kind of recap, since it's been a minute since you've been able to just hang out at the PAWC, there are some intense matches going on right now. The third ones of the day at this point. You guys have been out for quite a while. Some other things to do. There are carnival games to play. There's mock Pokeathlons to attempt, as well as food courts to enjoy, as well as you guys can just talk amongst yourselves if you wish, as you three kind of got thrown together after trying to help out Minnie, and now, well, you're not helping Minnie anymore. So, with all of that, the floor is yours. What would you all like to do?
Adrian feels out of place. Adrian's gonna turn to Desmond Desmond seeming like the very charismatic person. So, what do you all want to do? I feel out of my element here.
Oh, I was just going to enjoy the rest of the evening with my Pokemon.
I need to check on my bet.
Oh,
I do need to
on
do
your
that.
oh yeah, I'll come with you. That sounds like an adventure.
Yes.
Yes,
not?
sure. I think all we need to really do is check the scoreboards. I'm pretty sure that if I won anything, which I bet on Gallus, so I probably should. I do think that if I won anything, the bookie did say that he'd give my winnings to the hotel I'm staying at. But I do believe that we can go and check the scoreboards, shall we?
We shall.
All right, so we're
Yes.
gonna go and check the scoreboards.
I know it was a couple of sessions ago, so there are these kiosks scattered throughout the entire event grounds, presented by the Melon Company. They are these handy-dandy guide kiosks. There are electronic maps on them to, navigate the event grounds. There's online ordering for food courts. There's actual stats on each of the players. There's stats on what the day of events has been like. It's a very helpful general encyclopedia about what has happened at the event grounds and with the Pokeathlon World Championship.
Yeah, going to
Cool.
the nearest one, and I'm
follow.
gonna pull up the Galar match. I don't remember who it was against.
The Sonoan Diamonds.
Oh,
And
right.
you called them Coles. You called them Coles.
Well, indeed, because diamonds are just compressed coal, but
You pull up the first match from this morning, actually. It was the Galarian Giants versus the Sonoan Diamonds, and it turns out that Galar did indeed win that match. The Sonoan Diamonds aren't exactly the most proficient team in the world in terms of the events going on at the Pokeathlon, and so it was very easy for a very sporty region like Galar to take the win there.
okay. Did our Pokemon get healed?
Your Pokemon got a little bit of healing from some herbs that Gym Leader Chris provided. It was 12 hit points.
Got it. Yeah,
Looks like you won.
I did. Come here, buddy. And I'm gonna take Comet and I'm gonna just like throw him up, and he's gonna do like a little fist pump into the air, and it's gonna look weird to everybody around. But Felix and Comet do not care.
Wait, how do you win without competing, though?
Have you never
Use
placed a
speed.
bet?
No.
Oh, my friend, I have so much to teach you about the joys of gambling.
Is it? Well, I guess it brought you here to us. I'm taking on
did.
your accent. Darn it.
It did bring me here.
Oh.
I suppose.
Yeah.
It was a small bet, so it was only 75 Poké-Dollars, but I do think that is still a net gain.
This is true.
All right, well, that's my bit there. I mean, I don't really have any other plans.
Sure.
I just had to check my winnings. I'll collect those when I go back to my hotel.
Yes,
I was wondering, do you want to maybe... They have like these mock Pokeathlons going on. Do you want to compete in one of them?
Oh, that does sound fun.
I don't really want to do it alone.
Zephyr,
Nervous too.
are you feeling up to that? And he sort of Zephyr jumps around and twits and tweets, and he's up for it. He wants to do a mock Pokeathlon with our friends here.
I look towards Silk. Well, Silky's out of her Pokeball. Gauntlet isn't. What about you, Silky? Do you want to compete? The Silky's slithering along the ground with, by my side, I'd imagine, in the less crowded areas.
Yeah.
The best way to describe it is Silky jumps up at hearing competing, very energetic. Wants to get that energy out, despite all the battling.
Okay, so you all want to go find a mock Pokeathlon. I guess just what I need to know then is what kind of mock Pokeathlon. There's a couple kinds that are being held and scattered throughout the entire event grounds. There are speed Pokeathlons. There are power Pokeathlons. There are skill Pokeathlons. There are stamina Pokeathlons, jump Pokeathlons. And even though it's not a Pokeathlon, there are a couple people who are putting on mock contests.
Are there any swimming ones, maybe?
Swimming is not a part of any of the current events going on in the Pokeathlons, and there's no mock Pokeathlons, as providing a mock swimming pool would be very unconducive to the event grounds.
That's very true. In that case, Adrian is down to do either strength or stamina or speed. Any of those three.
Yeah,
Felix
power,
is-
speed, jumping. I'm good with any of those.
Felix is good for a, is there an agility? Did you say agility, or did I
Speed?
not hear that?
There's speed.
There's speed.
Speed.
I think we all want to do speed. Hey, you guys want to
Alright.
do a speed Pokeathlon?
I think that
That
could be
sounds good to you
fun.
guys?
I think that would be the most fair for us currently.
That is true.
All right. So as you go and set out and look for a speed Pokeathlon, here's what I need. Whoever's leading the charge, somebody just make an investigation check to find a speed Pokeathlon.
Got it.
Okay, go ahead, make that check, Maba. As you're leading the charge, Felix, searching for a Pokeathlon for speedy monsters.
21.
21, yeah, very easily you're able to find a Pokeathlon that you desire, the speed type. There are 3 scattered throughout the entire event grounds. You're actually looking handy-dandily using the kiosk next to you. There is a Hurdle Dash Pokeathlon, kind of in between the northwest and the west, in the northwest between the north arena and the west arena. There is a pennant capture way on the outskirts of the south of the event grounds, and there is a relay run just around the actual center arena at the center of the event grounds. So there's a hurdle dash,
Question
a
about
pennant
the
capture, and a relay run.
Question about the relay run. Are the 3 of us able to put our Pokemon on the same team?
Yeah, you could.
How many
Felix-
Pokemon are required for a relay run?
3.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
Felix is gonna point out the relay run right there. Desmond, Adrian, it looks like we could possibly form a team and compete in the relay.
Oh, good.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
I think I'm ready for it right now. Are you guys?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
And we're gonna walk up. Is it a registration booth we gotta walk up to?
So you found the location. You gotta walk to the location. While you're walking, I want either Desmond or Felix to make me a D20 check.
I'll make a D20 check. 16.
Okay. Now I need to look up another thing really quick.
Beep-ba-da-ba-ba-ba,
I want you to
beep.
roll me a D10, Desmond.
Okay.
Actually, no, make it a D12. Make it a D12.
Okay. 7.
As you all are walking around amid the crowds and hustle and bustle, you see plenty of Pokemon walking around, plenty of your fellow human beings just enjoying the day and the festivities. Families are laughing. Friends from school and college and work are all cheering about the sports going on. Others are enjoying carnival games. It's a lovely, lovely time around as you all are walking towards the central arena, away from that food court where you met Minnie and Kayla. Desmond, you begin to notice that just fluttering around you, a nostalgic Pokemon from back home in the Kalos region just kind of begins to float around you all, kind of dancing around your chatter and the jovial energy that your Pokemon are putting out. A small orange flower with a little pixie holding onto the top of it just is flittering about you all.
Gentlemen, look! It's a Floette!
It's smaller than that.
Oh, I need to look up what the smallest evolution is. Dang it.
It's a
So,
Flabébé.
Flabébé. That's what it is. Gentlemen, look! It's a Flabébé!
What?
Right there!
That's quite
I point to
fascinating.
it. Zephyr wants to play with it. Zephyr will fly up and he wants to play with it.
Yeah, as Desmond all points this out, you two just thought, oh, it's just a random flower caught up in the breeze. But then as Desmond points this out, you do notice a small, tiny little kid-looking pixie holding on to the top of the flower where like the pollen would come out. And as you're taking that in, Zephyr goes, and how does Zephyr want to try and play with the Flabébé?
He goes up and tweeting and twiddling very excitedly, as usual, sort of like just flies some circles around the Floette if he can, and then sort of stops in front of it and just sort of tilts his head to the side and keeps making noise to try and get a response from the Flabébé.
Is he inviting the Flabébé to do like a race, or what's Zephyr trying to invoke out of Flabébé?
I guess, yeah, a race. He wants the Flabébé to try and fly around with him.
Fly around. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
like a friendly little game of
Let's
kids.
see who can get there first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Make a, because this is Zephyr doing it, I want Zephyr
Yeah.
to make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Or a performance check. You decide.
Okay. I don't think that makes a difference. Zephyr rolled a 4.
A 4. As Zephyr is like flitting around this Flabébé and like doing a little bird dance to get this Flabébé to play with him, essentially. Flabébé doesn't respond negatively. It just like keeps floating around you guys and looks away from Zephyr and just keeps floating amongst you all. You're not sure why.
Zephyr doesn't really notice that she's not responding to it and zips off anyway, and then gets confused when they're not following, and comes back and cocks his head and tweets some more, and then dashes off again, and this continues a couple times until he gets the message and then comes back to Desmond.
Since he's going to continue doing it, have him do a persuasion check with disadvantage or a performance check,
Okay.
whatever you decide he's doing.
Okay.
Because I could see either working for this.
That is a 12.
After a little while, Zephyr is able to like... Well, you tell me, how does Zephyr end up convincing this Flabébé to actually take part in a race?
I mean, like I said, Zephyr is just sort of starting the race over and over, and then hoping that the Flabébé does join in. Hopefully it thinks that Zephyr is fun. I'll use a cool tricks.
You'll use a cool tricks? Sure.
Yes.
You can use a cool tricks.
I will expend to use some cool tricks, and Zephyr does a little corkscrew flip as he takes off one of the times. And maybe Flabébé notices that and thinks Zephyr is fun.
Yeah, Zephyr does this little cool corkscrew flip as he jets off racing once again. And as that occurs, Flabebe, who's just kind of like occasionally floating in like Adrian's face and then going over to Felix and Comet, floating around you all. Eventually, Flabebe notices Zephyr and not necessarily takes part in the race, but more just starts to float around Zephyr as well. So Zephyr thinks Flabebe is taking part in the race.
Okay.
Make a dexterity check for Zephyr, and I'll make one with the cool tricks from Flabebe.
Absolutely. As you should.
I have to do a special
rolled-
roll for this.
Ooh.
Hey,
I rolled an 11.
an 11. Okay, is your cool tricks a d6?
It is, I believe. Let me check.
Oh my gosh!
It is a D6. This is a fast Flabebe, apparently.
This is a very fast Flabebe. That's a natural 20 with a +6 from the roll.
Wow.
As Zephyr takes off, immediately Flabebe just starts riding the air currents, just around
that.
the event ground, just riding the air currents until eventually Flabebe is like floating perpetually in front of Zephyr. Not necessarily, again, not racing, just floating around in the face. And yet to Zephyr, it's like, oh, he's right in front of me. I've got to put my best effort in. But no, Flabebe is not breaking a sweat. Flabebe is just chilling on the wind. He is
Riding
not...
Zephyr's wind.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Also the wind of the whole event grounds, but yes, also Zephyr's wind. It's very fun, and eventually the two of them will reach whatever final destination, like location at, what's the word? Finish line. Eventually they reach whatever finish line that Zephyr arbitrarily came up with. And they, Flabebe will start to float back. If Zephyr flies back, is up to you.
I will fly. Zephyr's gonna fly back to Desmond once the race is over. He's a good sport about it, but he is upset that Flabebe beat him. Well, he's not exactly upset. He's excited that he found someone fast, at least that he thinks is very fast. And is going to fly back to me to tell me about it.
Yeah, you can make an insight check if you want, or he's your partner Pokemon. You're able to get the sense of what happened vaguely.
He had fun with the Flabebe. That's what I get from him, basically.
Yeah, essentially.
I don't know any more details than that. He had fun racing.
Yeah.
Not even racing. I don't know what they did. I know they had fun.
You saw them take off. You know how Zephyr gets when he meets a Pokemon. He likes to race.
Yeah.
But yeah, Flabebe is back and just kind of floating around for a little bit longer.
Can I as Desmond, can I put out my hand, like Toothless style? Not Toothless. Hiccup-esque way, not palm facing forward, palm facing up, toward the Flabebe to try and invite it down to maybe rest on my hand. I might be dressing in a way that would be familiar to this Flabebe as it's native to Kalos.
Make a Pokemon handling check.
Okay.
Yo!
23!
Yeah, Flabebe very easily will come down and rest in your palm as maybe Zephyr's kind of like nudging it along, like, come on, this guy's cool. Sit in his hand. And Flabebe will...
Do I think it's a wild Flabebe?
Make an insight check or a nature check.
I have no idea how I would even begin to try and figure that out.
Yeah, you could always...
But I'll make an insight.
talk to Flabebe.
I was gonna say I could.
True.
But other people can talk to Pokemon, Adrian.
That's true.
I can understand them.
I might, knowing that, I might ask Adrian. Adrian,
Yes?
can you ask this Flabebe if it has a trainer? Zephyr seems to really enjoy its company.
Excuse me, Flabebe?
Yeah, Flabebe with its orange flower. It's just resting in the palm that Desmond has put out. So it's just kind of like lying down on Desmond's hand, but it's been looking at Zephyr most of this time, but then it turns back to you, Adrian, as you call out to it.
Do you have a trainer?
Flabebe cocks its head for a moment, not understanding the question.
Do you have any human
Ooh.
friends like us?
It cocks a head for another moment and shakes its head.
It doesn't seem to have a trainer.
Oh. Desmond does not really know how to talk to Pokemon, and he doesn't know if Flabebe can understand him. really. But he'll
It's
take out his little special premiere ball with the watermelon logo on it, right? That's what I have, right?
So it's not a watermelon logo. It is just like for the event, like for the Pokeathlon World Championship, the top of the Pokeball is designed in that
Okay.
logo. It is a Pokeathlon World Championship promo ball made by the Melon
Okay.
Company.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I'm gonna take that, and I wanna as well show Flabebe Zephyr's Pokeball. It's like, this is where Zephyr lives. Would you like to travel with us? And I take and I as I move the PAWC promotion ball towards it gently, expectantly.
Make a Pokemon handling check, as this is a capture roll we're treating this as.
Ooh, please. 17.
17. Flabebe
Yes.
will shrug in a sure kind of way, and then you, with that, push the Pokeball against its little head, and it goes in, shakes once, shakes twice, shakes 3 times. Ding! You have caught yourself a
That's
Flabebe. Would you like to nickname Flabebe anything?
I would like to nickname Flabebe something. Give me 1 second.
all captures have been willing.
Absolutely, they have been.
It's adorable. It just rests its head against the Pokeball and goes inside. It's so cute.
I will send
Mhm.
you an actual character sheet after the session.
Sure. Guys, I'm so happy. They match. Also, I'm going to name her Mistral.
Oh.
Congratulations, Desmond. You have caught Mistral the Flabebe.
Yay.
Yeah, Flabebe is now inside the Pokeball. Another thing is, since you caught it in the promo Pokeball, it will have a +1 to any athletics checks it makes.
Oh, sweet.
The floor is back to you all. Desmond just caught a flower.
Well, congratulations, Desmond.
Merci. I'm going to name her Mistral.
Oh,
Beautiful, beautiful name.
I know what that means.
Good.
I do not know what that means.
Oh, well, you
glad.
see, I've already named Zephyr, my fletchling. Zephyr is a light breeze. Mistral is also a wind current.
Oh,
I see. I see.
I'm beginning to notice a theme. One more and it
Yes.
might become a pattern.
That is true.
Well,
Should we get going to the athlon?
Speed challenge.
It starts.
I think that would be a great idea.
Okay. After
Mm.
capturing Mistral the Flabebe, you all very soon after continue weaving through the crowds until you arrive outside a little queue to take part in a mock Pokeathlon. And a little kind of weaselly employee is like, all right, it's time for the next round of the Speed Pokeathlon. This one is the relay run.
Hello, sir. We would like to participate.
All
we
right,
have to
and
get
is
in line.
anybody teaming up with you, sir?
Yes,
Oh,
these guys.
Yes.
I am-
Felix is going to raise his hand.
Adrian is gonna raise his hand.
What would your
Little bit
team
confused.
name be?
Oh,
Oh. How long do we have to decide on that?
5, 4,
sad.
3.
Team
FAD?
Minnie.
Maelstrom! I don't know.
Team Mini?
Minnie?
Team Mini.
Minnie.
Team Mini.
Team Minnie. Guys, it's actually so fucking cute. I love that. Team Minnie, all right, go step over on this side of the line here. And he kind of takes the little rope braid and moves it out of the way, and you guys come on through, and you see that you're facing down 3 other teams of 3. All right, everybody, choose 1 Pokemon to partake in the relay. Decide
Ahmed, are
your
you ready?
order now.
All right.
Do you want Comet to go first? Out the gate fast?
I believe that might work unless anyone's Pokemon are faster.
Both my Pokemon are about as fast as each other, so I think.
Just to make it clear, this is going to be a skill challenge. It is not about what your movement speed is.
Yeah, we're
oh,
just
okay.
role playing.
I know, I just wanted to, just so that people weren't thinking, oh man, both of my Pokemon have the same movement speed. That's not what factors into this. It's not movement
Okay.
speed, it's a couple other things.
I do
Okay.
think we should
Zephyr
either
does
have...
enjoy flying anchor.
Yeah, it should either be Zephyr or Comet first, I do believe.
Comet will go last.
Wait.
And not Comet. Zephyr. Zephyr
Oh.
will go last.
All right, Comet can go first. Are you up for that, buddy? And he's gonna do a little Pokemon sound. All right, so Comet will go first. Zephyr will go last. Adrian, do you know which of your Pokemon you'd like to enter?
Silky. You
Silky.
want to-
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so it goes Comet, then Silky, then Zephyr.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
So
right.
I'm also gonna let Gauntlet out to watch.
Okay, Gauntlet's gonna watch. Cool.
Oh, that gives. I want to let Mistral out to watch too. Then.
Yeah, Mistral comes out, looks around, like her little eyes go maybe not too wide, but a little brighter as she's like, whoa, where did we end up? And as those two are watching, it comes time for Comet to go. He's got the first third of this relay. I want to know, what is Comet's strategy?
Comet's strategy is sprint, just full on sprint right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate, trying to go as fast as he can for as long as he can. I need Comet. The moment the whistle blows, I need Comet to make a dexterity check for his speed and a constitution check for his stamina.
All right. Speed is going to be a nat 20 for a 23.
Lovely.
And con save, you said?
Not a con save, just a con check.
Okay.
Don't see con checks often.
19.
19, go Comet. Comet immediately, the moment the whistle blows, bursts into the lead, is just fully leading this pack and isn't even breaking a sweat. He has done this his entire life, maybe chasing Wooloo outside Winden, running down the wild streets, playing Frogger across the road, giving you nearly a heart attack. Either way, no matter what Comet has been doing in his past, it is paying off now as he very easily makes the first third. Let me see how his competition does really quick.
Felix is just going to be on the sideline whooping and hollering. I'm not going to do it on the recording because that'll be way too loud, but you get the picture.
I do get the picture. Okay, yeah, Comet is, there's like two people who are like within eyesight of him behind him, but the rest are just eating dust essentially. As eventually Comet passes the baton off to Silky. What is Silky's strategy, Adrian?
So Silky is going to try and use the friction of the ground to her advantage to try and go faster than she ever could. So the idea is, where's the most friction and take an advantage of that, because snakes need friction to move.
Okay. What I want is, because that sounds like a skill thing, I want a wisdom check from Silky and a dexterity check for her speed.
Okay, so this is the wisdom check coming in first. That is a 2.
Okay, go ahead and make your speed check, so your dexterity check.
The dexterity check is 7.
Unfortunately, oh, let me see what the rest of the competition is like. I'm rolling secretly. Okay, so unfortunately, those two Pokemon immediately behind Comet pass their batons off to their partners, and they immediately both are gunning it forward. Meanwhile, Silky is falling behind, unable to find a lot of particularly strong areas of friction. On top of that, Silky is falling behind, and actually the other two Pokemon, so they're the two that were in the middle, and then there were the two that were eating dust. The two that were eating dust have actually caught up to Silky by the time Silky passes off the baton. And the other two, the two Pokemon now in the lead, they are neck and neck. They are almost out of eyesight. Zephyr has a very large gap to bridge. How is he going to do that, Desmond?
He is going to take the baton in his little talons, take off, and he's going to... Are they in, like, lanes?
Not lanes.
Track.
It's one big track. There are actually obstacles like rocks and mud piles kind of in the way and whatnot. It's as much about speed as it is about dodging obstacles at this final stretch. The rest of the stretches had no obstacles.
Sounds good. So, Zephyr is going to take off with the baton in his little talons, and almost out of eyesight, the people in the lead, he's going to look at them, take his target, and try and do a quick attack without the attack part. So he's going to do a quick, and just try and get right behind them to maybe draft off them to overtake them before the finish line, if he can.
Okay, I will say this. If you have 3 power points of quick attack remaining, you can consume those 3 power points, and Zephyr can get advantage on his speed check.
I have 4.
Knock off 3.
I will have 1 left.
And what I want you to do is, essentially, I want you to make a stamina check, so a constitution check, and I want you to make a speed check, which is a dex check.
Okay. Con. Boom.
Okay.
17.
Nice, good job.
And imagine I get lower on dexterity. Oh my gosh.
Well, wait, don't you have advantage on the dex check?
I do. Hold on. Nat 20 for a total of 22 on the dex check.
At 20, let's go.
Taking a page out of Mistral's book from his own race with her, Zephyr catches a very strong breeze, and using that, he manages to not waste an ounce of his stamina, and also manages to wait, I have to roll to see if any of the others roll a natural 20. No, with this final burst of speed, Zephyr overtakes the two Pokemon in the league, or at least their partners, the team in the lead, and at the wave of a flag, Zephyr is the first to cross, and Team Minnie is the first to win this relay run. Congratulations. As you cross that finish line, what happens?
Adrian is cheering. He's excited. One of the first, outburst type moments he's had.
Desmond is overjoyed. He's jumping. He's sort of just running. He's running around with his hands on the side of his head as if to say, did that just happen? He is so proud.
Oh my, we did it! I'm gonna be entirely honest. As we were overtaken, I honestly didn't. I thought we would maybe have gotten second place or something, or third place. Good job, everyone!
Good job, Team Minnie.
Let's
Good job, Comet and Silky.
go. Felix is just doing the whole shaboodle of just dapping people up, hands on the head, and just screaming. He's gonna.
We're all
pick
being very
Comet
loud.
up. Yeah, he's being incredibly loud. We all are. He's gonna scoop
that's
Comet up and just launch him into the air.
Yeah, as you all are celebrating and cheering, the little weaselly employee is gonna be like, congratulations to Team Minnie for winning the relay run. Everybody give him a round of applause. And people clap politely. Some people are like, yeah, let's go, Fletchling. Others are like, dang it, I really thought those other guys were gonna win. A lot of people are very excited by the comeback that Zephyr provided, and a number of people are also congratulating Comet for the easy takeoff he took at the start.
Felix is gonna walk up to our opponents and he's just gonna shake their hands like, good match. It was such a joy to compete with you.
Make a persuasion check, or just a charisma check. This is just a charisma check, because you're just trying to be charming.
Okay, let me check on that real quick. Give me a second. Nat 20 for a 23.
You're kidding
What
me,
is with all
another...
these nat 20s?
Guys, I'm scared! I'm scared for you!
Something terrible is going to happen in the future.
I'm
Yup.
terrified! This is 1, 2, 3... If you count Mistrals, that's 4 natural 20s?
That's crazy.
4. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, you guys end up winning. I believe what the prize was last time. Correct me if I'm wrong, Neon, but I believe the prize was a voucher for 50% off any purchase here at the Pokeathlon World Championship.
Yeah.
Do we all get a voucher?
Does that go for all three of us?
All of you get a voucher.
Sick!
The relay run is one of the tougher ones, so every team member gets a part of it.
Good job, team.
Such an amazing job. Well done. I'm glad to have competed with you both.
Yes, it was fun.
Likewise.
I look at Silky. Silky, how are you feeling after that? Silky looks up a little, not disheartened, but a little less energetic than before, as Silky was expecting to do a little better, but quickly gets back in the mood. Nothing can get Silky down.
As you all are chit-chattering, you're noticing that it is getting close to... You've got maybe an hour or two left before the final matches of the day take place. What would you like to do with your final hours before you eventually go off to see what are likely to be some of the most intense matches? The final matches of the day determine the standings of the World Championship going forward.
Can you repeat what the voucher was for? Was it for food or for merchandise? I can't remember.
It is any purchase. Most people use it on merchandise.
What kind of merch
Got
do they
it.
have?
Any merch you have seen in real life, they've got it. They've got sweaters, they've got jerseys, they've got a lot of jerseys, they've got a bunch of plushies. Some of them are customly designed after Pokemon on each region's team. There's a couple signed bits of merchandise, the whole shebang of sports merch, Pokemon merch, everything you can think of. There's more promo Pokeballs for sale, all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Felix is hungry. He's using that thing on food.
I'll get some food. I could eat.
I mean, I had food.
I'm not gonna
I had
use
food
it on the
already.
food.
You had food a few
I had food
hours
already.
ago, my guy.
That is
Oh, wait,
very
really?
true. That's very
Yeah, it was
true.
before the whole warehouse forest, the whole mini debacle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that's 2
early
hours
in the
ago.
morning, and then you guys traveled to the warehouse. Well, first you helped out Jake. You got to the warehouse and also, of course, did everything in the warehouse. Met up with gym leader Chris, talked with her afterwards, then hauled everybody back to the event grounds, then found Minnie and Kayla. Then you guys wandered around a bit looking for a kiosk and all of that shebang. So you
That's
guys
true.
have eaten, but it was like a light lunch earlier in the day.
Yeah, Adrian's ready for lunch. Or dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Felix is ready. Is there a limit to how much food we can get in one order with the voucher?
As much as you have money on you.
Even with the voucher?
The voucher is 50% off any purchase, so...
Oh, it's 50%. Oh, wow. I am poor.
I think we're all poor.
I'm not that poor. I've got like $11.
I have
Yeah.
150 Poke Dollars. I think that's like $1.50.
I have 550, and no, something costs like 800 to get. Food costs
Yeah,
800.
Because it's like the equivalent of $8.
I have 1100. Yeah.
You all decide, oh man, I could go for some food, and then you all pull out your wallets, and flies come
And
out of
mobs
every
fly
single
out.
one.
Well,
Yeah, we're a stereotype.
we also know that, I don't know if it's tonight or later, but Kayla
We
invited
were
us out
invited to dinner.
That is true.
I feel like I could hold off until then.
Yeah, that's our best bet.
Yes.
We need to make some money, my
Weird.
friends.
Well, maybe Jake will have something for us. He did say he'd repay us for helping him.
And he works at the game corner.
You know what? That works for me. I'm just hungry.
All right.
The game corner is in the city, just so we're aware, and Jake is probably still getting medically checked up on.
Yeah, he's got a
Yeah.
concussion. We're not going to do that right now, but later on, we'll collect that.
Right.
Okay, what are you guys doing right now? You've still got
I'm
a
going to
couple...
go. I want to watch a game.
You want to go watch a game?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think our
well.
best bet is just go into the stadium and watch the games.
Yeah, we'll watch a game.
There's a couple hours before the final matches of the day. No matches going on right now. You kind of used your opportunity to watch the third matches of the day when you guys went to the mock
Okay.
Pokeathlon.
Oh, okay.
If there's a bench nearby, I'll just relax until I'll let my Pokemon out, take out my journal and my pen, which has a Talonflame feather on the end of it, and I will journal this crazy day while Zephyr and Mistral play together.
You know what? Adrian is going to play his flute.
Ooh, okay.
Felix is napping.
He's napping. Okay.
The relaxing flute music.
You all find like one bench. Felix just kind of honk shoes, lying like neck back, just resting on the bench. Desmond is journaling. And Adrian, go ahead and make a performance check for me.
The thing I'm bad at.
You have proficiency, I would say. It's your own flute. Like, you get proficiency,
Okay.
I'll say.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you auto-fail this.
My luck is not good. Y'all are taking it. That's a 6.
Luckily, in the drowning cacophony of the crowd around you, Adrian's currently less than stellar playing is masked, though whether it's his own skill that is being shown forth or whether it's a matter of him being like thrown off by how much noise there is, he can't tell if he's playing the right notes or not. I leave up to Pix to decide. But while that's happening, I want Felix to roll a d20 for me.
That's a 9.
As Desmond, you are caught up in journaling and you're like talking about, oh man, I met this super cool baby. And as Adrian, you're like, dang it, I can't play the right notes. It's so loud here. Felix, your eyes are going to flutter in a way where sometimes you wake up from a nap early and you are going to notice kind of amidst the crowd, darting in between people's feet, 2 small Pokemon, one light bluish in color, one kind of pinkish in color. Both of them are darting through the crowd, and they both are like these small little rabbits with little spiky bits. One of them is a light pink, the other is a light blue. Darting through the crowd, you see that they look confused and lost.
Am I hallucinating because I just woke up? Are those 2 little rat things? And I'm gonna like roll off the bench.
I look to wherever he's pointing.
Make a perception check, Adrian.
Gladly.
As Felix just kind of like rolls
Also,
off the
I'll
bench
look up
onto
from
the
my
ground.
journaling for a second too, since he's saying something.
Make a perception check.
What is going on? That is a 5.
Dude!
All of our luck was used up earlier. That's what happened.
Hey, we had to win the event. We had to.
We get 50% off because we're dirt poor. I got a nat 1 for 5.
You two don't see anything. It's just a crowd.
I go right back to writing.
I don't see anything.
All right. I see him
I
though.
figure
so
he's
I'm gonna
groggy.
check it out, and I'm gonna see if I can make my way to the little rat guys.
Adrian will follow, curious as to what he does not see.
Okay. Felix starts to push through the crowd. You follow a little after him, Adrian. Felix, very easily, you're able to catch up to one of these little rabbits. Make a nature check for me to recognize this Pokemon.
Okay. Maba recognizes it. Felix doesn't. Nature check. That's a 12.
12. It's not a very common Pokemon out in Galar, but you've seen enough televised Pokemon battles to recognize this little guy. It's a Nidoran, a male and a female. Some sort of family or siblings, you're not sure, but these two Nidoran are backed up tight against each other, dodging people's feet as they're walking by, hyped about the games. Maybe a few people are a little tipsy, who knows, it's kind of getting late, but...
The kids have all gone home.
The kids have all gone home, but either way, these two Nidoran are like caught in the middle of the crowd, like two chickens that need to be able to cross a road and don't know where to go.
Okay. Felix is going to immediately jump into action. He's just going to be like, while he's moving towards them, he's gonna end up, instead of kind of like trying to shift through the crowd, he's gonna full on just like broaden his shoulders and just barrel through and start yelling like, out of the way, you guys are about to step on a Pokemon, get out of the way.
Make an intimidation check, just because it's not about you being scary, it's about you trying to get people to forcefully get around. It's not a persuasion check, it's more forceful than that.
Yeah. 13.
13. Yeah, you kind of like tell people to get out of the way, and in this little tiny clearing that these two Nidoran have in this crowd, you're able to widen that so where they can like actually breathe for a moment, and they both look up at you, and the little purple one steps a little in front of the light blue one and puts his feet out and stares at you, while the little light blue one is kind of hiding behind the purple one.
Yeah, before I get closer, I'm gonna drop down. It's all right. Just saw you running around out here. I didn't want you to get stepped on. If you're okay with it, I can take you over to a bit more of a clearer space.
Make a Pokemon handling check.
Okay. 10.
That's not bad. 10 is an easy check. That's good. With this offer that you put forth, the little purple one is like, he stares you down for a moment, blinks and softens up his stance, kind of adjusts himself so that he's not so threatening to you, and he'll just kind of sit down, and his sister, the other one, will walk forward a little bit, tentatively, waiting for you to walk as well.
Yeah, how do I do this? Because I need to make sure the path is clear for them, and I don't want to let them get lost again. Since I'm already down on the ground, if I like... Are Nidorans heavy?
Googles. About 20 pounds each.
20 pounds each? Felix can handle that. He's gonna look at it and be like, I can carry you if that will make it easier. If not, that's completely fine as well.
Make a make another Pokemon handling check.
Yep.
Because this is relevant.
Strength-based Pokemon handling check.
Yeah, strength-based Pokemon handling.
Yay!
What does that mean?
So you'll roll your d20, you'll add your strength mod, and then you'll also add your proficiency bonus since you are proficient in Pokemon handling.
I am?
Yep.
Oh, 14.
14. You managed to handle these Nidoran let you pick them up. You managed to remember a little bit of knowledge that these are poison types, and so touching them sometimes can be dangerous, so you're very careful about where you pick them up. You pick them up from their bellies, and you are careful to not touch any of the spines that they have kind of poking out from their bodies. As you kind of weave through the crowd, you're a little forceful about it again. I'm not going to make you re-roll an intimidation check, though. You clear
Get
a
out of the
path.
way! Coming through!
And some people are like, oh, sorry. And a couple of drunk guys are like, what's your problem, man? And you just walk past them.
Not my problem.
Hey, that's rude, dude. And you continue on ignoring that, and after a little bit, there's a food court nearby. If you want to keep walking further, you could eventually get to the edge of the event grounds, but there is a food court nearby where things are a little less chaotic.
Is it chaotic over by where we were just sitting?
I think if you guys were on a bench, you were probably nearby a major walkway.
Good point. Okay, yeah. Adrian, are you still with me?
I assume I would have caught up at this point with you on your way back.
Felix is going to turn to Adrian. Adrian, I'm going to walk over to the food court. I'm going to carry these guys over. It's a little bit less congested over there. If you want to grab Desmond and see if he will follow us, or if he's going to keep journaling, but that's where I'll be if you both need me.
I'll go. I'll go with you. I'll grab Desmond really quick.
All right, sounds good. I'll meet you over there, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna head over. Hey, Desmond, Felix has
Oh,
some
quoi?
meat around.
What?
Felix has some meat around. He's taking them back to the forest, by the food court. You want to come with us?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
I'll put my pen away, close the book, come along with him.
Yeah, you all meet up at this food court. You see that Felix is carrying like these two large rabbits with spines kind of poking out a little bit underneath their
Oh my.
it's an interesting sight. His hands are full and Comet is just kind of like next to him like, "Dude, what are you doing?"
Comet, I've explained this already. We had to help them. All right, I've already explained it. It's fine. We will be fine. I'm acting it like because Desmond and Adrian are walking up. I'm narrating what I was doing.
Adrian, on the way, would offer to help.
It's all right. I'm sure Comet understands. He's just giving me grief for
gonna-
carrying two poison types.
Yes, I'm impressed you have not been pricked.
It was lucky.
So-
I am gonna find a less open space to kind of let these Nidoran down.
Yeah, you find like a table that's not been claimed and you put them out on top of the table.
On top of the is that the only open table?
Yes. This is a
Oh.
busy food court. The fact that there is any table is a blessing.
Yeah. All right. I apologize for the lack of cleanliness on our current situation. We had to make do with what we had. All right. Are you two all right, Adrian? Actually, if you could translate a little bit, please. Are you able
Okay.
to translate?
I-
If not, that's fine.
I can. It's just I'm doing a lot of talking today. But yes, I would love to talk to them.
I apologize. Thank you very much. Just saying what I said in the Nidoran. I apologize for the uncleanliness, but I hope it's a little bit safer now.
Then two Nidoran, let me roll to see how they're kind of receiving all of this. Because like they let you pick them up, but now they're in another spot and they still don't know where to go. You get the sense after Adrian translates, you get the sense that these two are still lost and confused and want help.
Okay.
Do you two live in the forest?
The light blue one will nod her head. Yes.
In the forest. All right. I think we can help you get back over there. It's a little bit still very congested right now, but I think somehow we should be able to get you over to there. We could, if you would like, you can stick with us just for a little bit. We're going to watch the matches here in a little bit. If you're comfortable with that, you can stick around with us so that you don't get stepped on.
Well, the forest is just over there if we want to take them there.
No, you guys are like in the heart of the event grounds.
Oh, I see now. Okay.
Yeah, it's a long journey and you could do it. It does risk poison point proccing.
That is true.
How about you?
Hmm.
Do you want to stay? We can make sure you don't get lost and take you back to the forest once it's less busy.
I do have a falconry glove
Hey, yo.
that could potentially keep me from being pricked if we tried to help them.
That is a single glove though.
It is. I'd only be able to carry one, like, under my arm or something, and that doesn't sound safe either.
The other option is, I mean, I'm not sure how you feel about it, but if you wait, do I get the sense that these is there a way to tell if these guys have a trainer or if they're wild?
I mean, they said they'd live in the forest.
Actually, as you bring that back up, Adrian, you're going to see that the purple one shakes his head
No, it doesn't have a trainer.
at living in the forest.
Oh, where do you live then?
And you see these two siblings start to squeak and gibber and jabber at each other, kind of arguing about whatever location they want to go to. Make an insight check, Adrian, to pick up on what's being said.
At advantage because Blackthorn or no?
Because of the squibbling and the squabbling, and this is more of a complex idea they're describing, Blackthorn only allows you to make this wisdom check. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that figures. I just thought I'd ask.
If it's simple stuff, you get advantage. If it's complex stuff, it's just a flat roll.
Gotcha. That is a 16.
You manage to gather bits and pieces that the two of them are arguing about where they want to go, and the male one is saying, no, it's not the forest, but the female one is saying, yeah, it is the forest, but the male one is saying, no, we had a smaller forest.
Oh.
What's exactly going on?
Does Adrian just relay that?
They're arguing about two different forests, it seems.
Oh, well, that does make things a little bit more complicated. How long do we have until the matches start?
The final matches of the night, which are like the premier matches to go check out, those start in about an hour.
Okay.
Are there any event staff around that we could potentially go ask?
Always. There's always event
help on
staff
this issue?
around.
I want to go up to an event staff member.
Wait a minute. Idea. Can we find one of the two that we fought with when we first showed up at the warehouse?
Hazel and Marie.
Hazel and Marie, yeah?
Yeah. Are they around here?
Make a perception check as you look for Hazel and Marie. And I'll
Okay,
roll
give
a
me a
secret
second.
luck check to see.
That's a 3.
You can't
no.
see anything, Felix.
Okay.
Gotcha. I would like to go up to one, wherever there is one, wherever there's an event staff member, and just say, hello, sir, we've got a bit of a situation. There are some wild Nidoran running around the grounds, and we are worried about them getting stepped on, both for their safety and the safety of the attendees. Is there any way you could call someone, or you yourself help them to the forest that they need to get to?
Let me roll to see the luck you got in getting a event staff member. I mean, I could call pest control. Nidoran are dangerous with those poison points.
Well,
But I don't want anything to happen to them.
Make a
I just want them to
persuasion
get back
check.
to the forest safely. Okay. 10.
Ah, yeah, don't worry. Pest control will take care of them. And he's like about to start going for his radio.
No, pests I don't want them to get hurt.
And he clicks his
We'll
radio. He's
handle this
like,
on.
go ahead.
Desmond will say, we'll handle this on our own. Whether he pays attention or not, that's up to him.
Yeah, no. As you walk off, whether he calls pest control or not, you do not know.
well,
He said he would call pest control, but I don't think that's what we are after.
I'm gonna turn to the Nidoran. Okay, so plans changed a little bit. We might have to rush a solution here. Is there a place to buy a Pokeball anywhere near here?
There is, but it is a PAWC promo ball, and it's marked up to a 10,000 Polkadollar price.
Bro.
Ooh.
Not 10,000, sorry,
What's-
1,000 Polkadollar. I was getting
What's my
things
sleight
messed
of
up in my head.
hand? I'm kidding.
You're a businessman. You could try and haggle if you wanted.
That's a good point. I actually am going to try and do that. Okay. I'm going to turn to Adrian and Desmond. Do you two mind watching them for a moment? I'm going to see if I can think up a solution here.
Yes. I can
Yes,
watch them.
that's fine. Desmond is a little bit visibly a little bit apprehensive about having to watch the poison types, but he will do it for the sake of keeping them safe.
Random
Thank you.
question. Since I'm from Johto, would I maybe have interacted with Nidoran before?
Not necessarily, just because there's not many Nidoran that make it up to the monastery. The monastery is blocked off by water, and not many Nidoran are capable of, surfing.
That's true. That's true.
That said, you guys are watching the Nidoran, and good buddy Felix, you're going over to this promo stall. Get your merchandise! Get your merchandise! PAWC exclusive Pokeballs, jerseys, and plushies!
Excuse me. Hello.
Yes,
like to
you,
see-
good sir! Can I interest you in a PAWC exclusive jersey, plushie, or Pokeball?
You might be able to. It depends. I do have a voucher here. I do need a Pokeball. I have a voucher. It still is a tiny bit more than I would like. See, I have a bit of an issue here. Not with the price or with you, sir. There's just a chance that a couple of Pokemon might be stripped away from their home here in a moment. And I would absolutely be fine with being put on a tab for a little bit here. I'm going to pull out my wallet. I have about 250 Pokédollars at the moment. It would probably bankrupt me, but I know that the voucher is 50% off, so that takes, what is it, 1,000 for the Pokeball?
Yes, 1,000 Pokedollars.
All right, and I know that the 50% would mark that down to 500, and I have about 250 left, so that would put me 250 in debt. However, I did place a 75 Pokédollar bet on Gala to win against the Stenoans, so that brings me up to 150. That will put me 100 Pokédollars in debt, and I would do everything to pay that back to you, sir.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. 15.
This man who's giving off this cheery salesman vibe thinks
Oh,
for
no.
a moment, looks off to the left and the right, and is like, all right, look, buddy, I can't take it. Like, they would fire me for that. They're real stingy about the cash out here, but I'll tell you what, you just need to get those Pokemon out of, what are you afraid of? Like, what, someone called pest control on them?
Correct. The event staff called pest control instead of listening to my friend.
I get it. us event staff, sometimes we suck. But luckily, he gives you a wink. You found one of the good ones. All right, so here's the thing. Are you planning on going to any of the matches tonight?
I was, but I am willing to sacrifice my time to help these two Pokemon.
Ah, don't worry, don't worry. I'll tell you what, not to dash your hopes or anything, here's what I'll do, okay? Hear me out, pal.
I'm listening.
I've got some nosebleed tickets. Now, I'm guessing you've got some better tickets if you're going to one of the other matches tonight. Take my nosebleed tickets. I'll take your middle of the road tickets. And you know what? I'll tell you what. You do that, I'll even buy one of these Pokeballs for you.
I can give you my voucher as well if that would help you with the price.
Nah, I don't care for vouchers. I'm
Alright.
already getting a
Well,
sick
sir.
deal out of this.
Well, sir, I'm no stranger to the nosebleeds, and they have a Jumbotron in the arena, right?
Yeah, they've got a jumbo Holotron.
Yeah. So
Yay.
Felix is like, I will take that deal.
All right. Now, is it just you, or are there other people you're going to be with?
I don't know. Would we have? I don't think we have seats right next to each other, do we?
No, we don't know each other. Probably don't have seats right next to each other.
Yeah.
The way I'm envisioning it is it's not necessarily about, oh, you have seat C15. It's just you're in this area. Like, so you're either
Okay.
in the nosebleeds, you're either down on the ground, or you're in the middle. And I assume all of you, based off backgrounds, would probably be middle seats at the very least.
There were a couple of people I've met. I'd consider them acquaintances, possibly friends at this point. They are currently watching over the Nidoran.
Hey, look, dude, I mean, I'll get each of you another one of these Pokeballs if we do a full trade, because, I mean, right now, me and some friends, we're getting stuck up in the nosebleeds, but, like, it'd be real cool of you, dude, if you could hook me up with some of those other tickets, you know? That way I get to be with my friends, you get to be with your friends,
I would have to. I hesitate to take the full deal there just because I did just meet these two today, and I'm not sure what they would say about that.
He kind of shrugs and is like, I mean, if you prefer pest control.
Ah, you're pressuring me now, are you? All right.
Hey, look, I'm one of the good ones, but I can't be a charity office out here.
Tell you what, I will see what I can do. I will ask them on their opinion for that.
All right, you got
I will ask
7 minutes. I'll see you in 7 minutes.
All right.
Ladies and
And
gentlemen, who would like a PAWC promo Pokeball? And he immediately goes back to being the overzealous salesman.
So is this whole deal? Is this an all or nothing deal?
Up to you to decide what Felix thinks.
Yeah, Felix, he definitely got a feeling of exploitation right there. Okay, Felix is going to walk back over to the group. I did get a bit of a feeling of an all or nothing deal on this one. I think I could possibly talk him down out of that if you both do not want to give up your middle seats. I personally am fine with the nosebleeds, but I understand you both spent a lot of money.
I'm fine with it.
Just so I get a sense of how much money would we have spent on these tickets?
Like, at least $500 US.
Okay.
Ah,
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
I mean, if it's helping him out, I'm fine with that.
Adrian
I-
probably got it as a donation to the monastery. He probably doesn't know how much it actually cost.
Exactly. That's part of it. It's like,
Desmond, I understand your apprehension. I do think that I can talk him out of the all three.
I would like to see the event up close. Well, as
Right.
close as I can.
I understand.
Tell him not to buy me a Pokeball.
Right, of course. All right. Adrian, if
uh,
you want to stay in the middle, I can see what I can do on that front as well.
I'm fine with helping him and his friends out. If they want to have better seats, that's fine by me.
All right.
He's doing us
Thank
a
you.
favor, we're doing him a favor.
Right, all right. Well, would you like to walk over with me then?
Yes.
I will
right.
watch the Nidoran, and he says with a slightly pained look on his face as he puts his falconry glove on.
Desmond, thank you for this sacrifice. I understand it is a lot for you.
Yeah, the
Yes,
two
he-
Nidoran are like, at each time Felix leaves, they get like a little more nervous because they really only know Felix out of you guys. Felix was the one helping.
Yeah.
That said, Felix, you walk back up to this guy and he's in the middle of his whole spiel when he cuts it and immediately turns his look to you and is like, all right, do we got a deal?
All right. Well, I brought one of my friends along with me. The other friend, he reasonably is apprehensive because he did spend a lot of money. He has forgone the Pokeball, forgone his part in the Pokeball, but my friend here would like to contribute to this deal as well. I understand it's not the full.
Make a persuasion
I-
check.
I'm gonna add in, but these Nidoran, it is all or nothing for them. I just want to help them be safe.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage now.
Disadvantage, damn. It's a 13.
With the 13, he just kind of shakes his head and he's like, I'm sorry, man. I don't know these Nidoran. You might be yanking my chain, and I don't really want to go ditching my friends tonight, even if we are in the nosebleeds. And if these Nidoran really are in need, and if it is all or nothing for them, and there is pest control, well, you're not acting like it's all or nothing.
Desmond's not there to be convinced.
Felix is trying to hide how pissed off he is at this guy. All right, you don't believe me? That's what I'm getting here. Well, fine. I can give you my money. I can give you my voucher, but you'll still deny me. You'll still call me a liar here.
Felix, calm down.
You're right. I apologize. Sir, I'm sorry. Thank you for offering the deal in the first place. I understand I let my temper get out of control for a moment there.
Somebody taps your shoulder, Felix.
I'm gonna turn.
You see Gym Leader Chris.
Oh,
Hey, what's up?
hi.
Hi, Adrian. How are you guys?
Hello.
Sorry, yeah, I hope you didn't see that.
Oh, I just heard some shouting and I looked over and I saw a familiar face. Everything cool here?
Well, a couple of Nidoran were kind of caught up in the middle of a crowd, and I picked them up and carried them over here, but I'm trying to think of a way to get them back to their forest, and the immediate thought was put them both in a Pokeball and then let them free once we got them safe to the forest. And I tried to haggle and cut a deal with this man for a trade of my tickets for his nosebleed tickets. He'd get me a Pokeball, but then he turned it into he wants Adrian and Desmond's seats as well. Desmond paid like...
Chris is going to cut you off, just like put a hand on your shoulder and be like, I think I get the gist. I'll tell
Thank
you
you.
what, it's getting dark. Maybe letting the Nidoran out on the forest right now wouldn't be the smartest idea. How about you guys come join me over for one of the matches? Bring the Nidoran along, don't worry. It's not like they're going to stop me. You guys can tag along. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
And
Okay.
Chris just kind of sticks a tongue out at the salesman and he's kind of gives an awkward look away, embarrassed, like, dang, I just got called out by a gym leader.
Government official.
Yikes.
Adrian is very tempted to still purchase a Pokeball. He will be broken.
Felix, before heading back, is just gonna turn to the salesman and be like, be careful who you call a liar. It's not kind. And is gonna walk back over to Desmond and the Nidoran.
Yeah, the guy mumbles under his breath, I never called you a liar. I just pointed something out.
If the food court has some equivalent to like a pup cup or something for Pokemon, Desmond has one in his falconry glove and is sort of quaking a little bit as he's feeding the Nidoran.
Make a
Really
Pokemon
quick.
handling check.
Cool. I do remember the modifier for that this time. 11.
As you like slowly, shakily put this pup cup of food before the two Nidoran, the purple one, the brother, just kind of like glares at you, puts his feet out, and intentionally shows forth his spines a little bit. And you
Mhm.
like drop the pup cup, step back, and he softens up
Yeah.
as you step away. And his sister just comes around from his side and just starts nibbling on the food.
Oh.
I was just gonna ask if I could still talk to the salesman just really quick.
Yeah, you can, as maybe
Yeah.
Chris and Felix start walking off towards Desmond.
I'm sorry about Felix there. Today's been a long day and he gets hot-headed sometime, I think. Thanks for the offer.
He's just like
Oh.
awkwardly standing there, like, you're welcome. Look, I was trying to make a quick deal off you guys. No hard feelings. It's nothing personal, really. I'm sure there are actually Nidoran around.
Well, I appreciate your willingness to help.
Could I
I'm gonna-
interest you in one of these PAWC promo plushies? Perhaps a PAWC promo jersey. And he's like now fully in character of the like overzealous salesman, leaning just over the counter, trying to get you to buy something.
How much do they cost?
Well, it depends on the jersey and it depends on the plushie. What are you looking for? Are you looking for a Cantonian Corporals, a Jotonian Typhoons, Paldean Titans, a Simian Hewers, Unovan Slayers, Alolan Ultras, Galarian Giants, Sonoan Diamonds, Hoennian Meteors, Colosian Surgers?
I don't know any of those. This is my first time actually being out of the monastery. I have like around 500 Pokedollars in a voucher. I don't know what I can get with that. Other than a Pokeball.
But he thinks for a moment. I mean, there's the Pokeball, but meh, I already see you've got 2 on you right now. Unless you've got a gym badge, you're not going to be able to carry any others.
I know, but
We-
you never know what Pokemon could be out there.
We could get you in a
Maybe.
Simian Hewers, little mascot.
Can-
They're not a super popular team, so their stuff's pretty cheap. You could get a little tiny plush. Could be a fun gift for somebody.
I'll get the plush.
Okay.
I was tempted to go for the Pokeball, but I'm like, I want that. But would Adrian want that?
For the Asimian Hewers, puts before you both a common Pokemon used by, well, not a common Pokemon, but a popular Pokemon in the Asimian Hewers team is an Ariados. So he puts a little tiny Spinarak plush on the table.
Ooh, Spinarak.
A Spinarak, yes. This little Spinarak plush is in fact not the normal lime green. It is a little pale blue.
Want. Adrian wants.
With that little voucher of yours, 500 Pokedollars.
All right. And I mean, if I do need a Pokeball, there's always those vendor things.
Yeah, absolutely. You could always go to a Pokemart. They're always selling stuff. Or if you go to Goldenrod, they've got a department store. Very popular there. And you complete the transaction.
Okay. Yep.
Add in Tyrone Spinarak plushie. That's in your inventory now.
Okay.
We're going to wrap some stuff up real quick, and then we'll call it for a night. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Felix, you and Chris, and eventually a few minutes afterwards, Adrian eventually comes up as well. You all see a very nervous wreck, Desmond, trying to be comfortable around these two poison types while he is the only one around, and some people are giving him some weird looks.
Desmond, you can
Yes?
walk away from them now if it's making you uncomfortable.
He just sort of
Are
walks
you all
away.
right?
Arms hunched over, arms crossed, just sort of catching his breath.
Okay.
Desmond, you see Gym Leader Chris is there, conveniently enough.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Desmond. You seem nervous.
Oh, yes, I'm, don't worry about it. I get nervous around sharp, poisonous Pokemon.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm proud to see that you're still trying to help them anyways.
Merci.
Speaking of helping, I have a little offer for all of you. So, I'm realizing that you all did a really awesome thing for, well, not just the championship going on right here, but also just that family you mentioned to me. And I wanted to see if you all wanted to join me in my spot in one of the matches coming up tonight. And don't worry about those Nidoran, they can come along. I'm kind of a big deal, and she says it in like a silly, sarcastic way. So I doubt many people are going to raise a fuss about it.
I would love that. Thank you.
That sounds incredible. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Genuinely, from as much appreciation as I can muster.
No problem. Now, I'm interested in two of the matches. There's obviously Kanto versus Johto. That's happening over at the Central Stadium. And, of course, there is the Unova versus Galar match. Those two have been neck and neck all day, and they're up at the North Stadium. I was wondering, I could go see either, but how about you three?
Well, of course, I'm biased towards Galar.
I'd like to see the Johto game.
I am up for anything and everything.
All right, so it seems my little guests are at an impasse. We've got Kanto and Johto, one person wants to see. We've got Unova and Galar, another person wants to see.
I'm fully capable of conceding this one. We can see the other one.
Kanto versus Johto. All right, let's head over to the Central Stadium then.
All right.
Allons-y.
And with this, you all are going to follow Chris through the crowds. You're going to make it to the big, large Pokeathlon stadium at the center of the event grounds. This one is larger than all of the others, and it's the spectacle around. At this point, the sun has fallen. There's spotlights flashing in the air. People are getting ready to like set up picnic spots and watch the fireworks that are about to happen to commemorate the final matches of the day. Everything's super excited. When you get up to the entrance gate, the event staff member there is like, all right, how many are with your party? And Gym Leader Chris just says 4, and they're bringing along some Pokemon. Don't worry about it, they're with me. And recognizing Gym Leader Chris as one of the most famous trainers in the region, he just kind of nods his head and is like, all right, have a good day, Gym Leader. And she's like, thank you, you too. Enjoy the match, I hope you all get to see it too. And you all follow Gym Leader Chris through. She's got actually not necessarily central seats. She's actually got close, not exactly ground level seats, but probably like if there's 3 sections to the seats, to the seating areas, like nosebleed, central, ground, she's like at the top of ground or about middle of ground. Not literally on the ground, but you get the idea. That said, Gym Leader Chris is just going to sit down and you all file in, and the 2 Nidoran. Who's carrying them?
Me.
Not me.
I could carry one.
Felix, are you carrying both, or are you just carrying one.
I mean, if Adrian wants to, carry one of them, I'll carry the blue one then.
Adrian, I need you to make a Pokemon handling check with, this is going to sound weird, but with disadvantage.
Oh, come on. Okay, that's fine.
There is a logic to it, I promise.
That is 8.
These two Nidoran will literally only be picked up by Felix. Even if Chris tries to pick them up, they do not let her pick them up.
Okay, that's fair.
For whatever reason
Yeah,
is, Felix has no idea, but these two will only be picked up by you.
All right, I will pick them both up. All right, my friends, are you ready? Talking to the Nidoran.
The little light blue one will like squeak happily, and the darker purple one will give a short, to the point grunt.
All right, then let's head in. As he picks them both up, and yeah.
Yeah, and as you all take your seats, you hear, describe for me. You're sitting down in these bleachers. You've got your Pokemon out. Who's out? How are you all sitting? Did you get any food? Don't worry about any food or anything. Chris can handle it. This is basically Chris paying you all back for the help you gave.
Gotcha. Silky's currently laying across the bench, kind of on the back, on the bleachers, kind of on the back of it, and with her head on Adrian's shoulder, kind of looking up. As Gauntlet is sitting, I imagine sitting in Adrian's lap as they're both enjoying eating some food, and Silky will come down and eat some as well. All very much giddy, having a good time. Adrian's feeling a little out of place, but considering that he has Gauntlet and Silky by his side, is relaxing him a lot.
Desmond is probably got something native Colossian, some dish if he could, comfortable. He's had a long day. He just had to deal with some Nidoran. And Zephyr is on his hat. Minstrel is probably just floating around watching our group slightly above Desmond. And Desmond is chowing down. Very excited for the match.
Comet is jumping all around the booth. He is not able to sit still. And Felix is just kind of like making sure the Nidoran feel all right, feel safe, aren't feeling threatened or anything.
Yeah, do an insight check as you're just kind of like checking in on them.
Yep, give me a second because I navigated over to the character journal because I couldn't remember what Chris looked like. I don't know why I'm giving the play-by-play.
Play-by-plays are fun.
I agree. 9.
You're not too sure, but as you're kind of like trying to look at them, Comet's bouncing around, but you've got the two Nidorans in your arms. But the moment there's the fireworks, they both kind of jolt for a moment as the boom, 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 boom goes off from the fireworks, and a loud voice echoes throughout the ring and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the premier match of the night. It is the Cantonian Corporals versus the Jotonian Typhoons. You saw them face off this morning, and now they are facing off again." And the crowd is going crazy and going wild as it's a lot of Cantonians, it's a lot of Jotonians, and they are hyped. The winner of this match tonight will likely be placed in a much more favorable position for the rest of the Pokeathlons happening throughout this week. So people are excited. This is a Kanto versus Johto grudge match, essentially. And
got it.
As everyone's going crazy, you are focusing on these Nidoran, and they're kind of getting scared by all the loud noises.
Chris, is there anything in terms of Pokemon ear protection?
Unfortunately, and she's like having to shout over the crowd, it's very hard to come by. I'm sure someone at the Melon Company is working on something, but for just on me right now, not particularly. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. Thank you. Anyway, my friends, I'm sorry about this. It'll be over soon.
At the same time, while you're watching them, you are seeing that with the fireworks, the light blue one is just awes wide and agape. Just stunned by the fireworks. As the fireworks fizzle out and the announcer comes to a stop while announcing and doing a play-by-play, the matches begin. This is a full Pokeathlon. This is both speed, power, skill, stamina, and jump, all happening in a row. It's every event happening tonight, a cumulative match, Johto versus Kanto. And it really is a powerful back and forth. Johto is famous for being the home of the Pokeathlons, and it shows in just how well they have mastered their craft. That said, as Kanto is quite prideful with their rivalry with Johto, they have put just as much effort into perfecting their skills as Pokeathlon athletes. And so, it is a non-stop tug of war for who is going to claim the crown tonight. And then in the middle of the matches, there is a sudden power outage.
Oh no.
All of the lights go
Oh
out.
gosh.
The announcer was in the middle of talking about how Johto's coming in with a quick score in the goal roll competition, and he just cuts out. All the power goes out, and there's like a lot of murmuring going on through the crowds.
Whoa.
The hologram that has been presenting shots of the field beneath you all, that fizzles into static and disappears, and it's just like eerily quiet, and a lot of people are murmuring as the fairgrounds is now covered in nighttime darkness. What do you all do?
Okay. Adrian is. Well, I need to see. Does Silky have dark vision? Yes. I'm gonna connect with Silky to look around.
Yeah, to make a perception check with Silky.
Gotcha. That's a 6.
You're not noticing much through Silky. It's a very dark crowd. 20 feet's not a whole lot.
Okay, guys, what's going on? This isn't supposed to happen, right?
I don't believe so, Chris.
It's probably just a power outage. Calm down,
Oh.
calm down. Let's not get everyone riled up.
Good point.
Zephyr, who was on my hat, is now under it, and Mistral seems pretty unfazed. And Desmond is just sort of looking around.
Make a perception check with disadvantage, Desmond.
Yeah. It is dark. 10.
Okay. You're not able to make out much, but maybe you're next to Chris. Do you notice that Chris just, even though she's telling everyone to calm down, she is being careful and putting a hand on a Pokeball just in case. That said, you notice Felix. I will say you're kind of very distracted by the fact that you can't see where Comet is right now because he's been bouncing around all the time. And
Comet?
you notice that the Nidorans are getting very restless.
All right, it's.
What are you focusing on?
He's trying to split his attention, but Felix is definitely more concerned about Comet just because Comet's been with him for years, and all of a sudden something's not supposed to happen. He can't find Comet. Oh shit.
After a few seconds, Comet is going to accidentally jump onto somebody else, and you're gonna hear somebody be like, "Get this buddy off of me!" And you pick up that that's Comet, and you call him over, and he joins back up with you, and as he does, boom, 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 like all of the lights turn back on as the backup generators revive the warmth of the light around you again. I want all of you to make perception checks.
Gotcha.
As everyone is just like, "Oh, the lights are on, let's look around, let's see what's happening."
Oh,
I rolled a 21.
21.
I rolled a 10.
I rolled a 9.
All of you are going to notice that there's something weird on the field. There's no athletics going on, which makes sense. There was just a power outage, but there's also no movement on the field. Desmond, what you notice in specific, because you rolled so high, is standing at the center of the Pokeathlon field. Wrapped in a cloak, there's a shrouded figure. You cannot see their face as you scour them for details, but you notice that specifically around Desmond, you're noticing that there's not movement because all of the athletes have fallen asleep on the ground. And
Oh no.
you both, Adrian and Felix, eventually notice this, and your hearts begin to pound as you watch this cloaked figure that Desmond points out raise a clutched fist holding some sort of stick with a button on the end. And the hologram, the holocon at the top, is actually displaying a hologram of this happening. And one of the nearby security guards for the event shouts, "Get down!" But his shout is cut off by a series of loud booms as explosives ignite and combust across the entire fairgrounds at every arena. And that's where we're going to leave our session.
Whoa.
After a fun and festive evening at the Pokeathlon World Championship in Goldenrod City, our trainer's leisure is bullishly interrupted with a villainous attack on the fairgrounds around them. Who are these criminals, and what do they want with Johto?